Hi, I'm Neil Fu. It's on a beautiful Tuesday morning on 16 June of 2020. This is 10:02 a.m. of Malaysia time. Today, just to mention a bit of American history and also with the great opportunity of Southeast Asia Digital Free Trade Zone to link with North America. So if you like this video, hope that you can subscribe, like and share so that I can have more information of Southeast Asia to link to the world, especially to North America. And yep, I think it's fun to talk about a little bit of American history because not many of us from Southeast Asia know about America, but especially from Malaysia, we know more about UK, we know more about the Greater China of mainland China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, even from or for Japan or for what do you call South Korea and Australia and New Zealand. So with to know a bit of the history of America, because back in those days, in the mid-century of British occupation and the Spanish occupation and also the French occupation, then you feel very interesting that if you visit to USA, that some of the places that speak commonly English, and also some of the places that they have the accent or the slang of Spanish, even of these they are people from the descendant of German and also from French speaking, especially when if you go to Canada like Montreal, you go the whole city the French is the widely spoken languages. And also that's why it's a big mix of because of the history of the European occupation in those days with the great of the Spanish and also the British and the French, that they have wars between themselves. Therefore, back in 1774-76, that when America was declaring for the what do you call the independence, of course they would still have some kind of friction and conflict in between British and French, and also with the Spanish, and also some of the little occupation from the German. So that was interesting. That is like a summary of the continents of Europe, that they move their they conquer to the Newfoundland of America. So there was a history of some of the religion differences in between the British of their own people, that like those Christian Protestant, that they have moved over to America to find for their new home. So there is a start of America, that by knowing that, then we will know and also the African American, the recent tension of all this racial crisis in America, and of course to know about of the COVID-19, why there are so many resistance, because of the freedom of the countries, freedom of the constitution of the country, that they always think that the individual freedom is more than anything. But of course, it's not right or wrong, but it's just a bit of the development of the history, that if we know more about that. And also with that, with the trade war in between, not only with America and China, the trade war with many countries, especially to address the deficit of America all these years in their trade balances, that of course, to be obvious, China is become the loggerhead in between these two countries, that recently there was complaints about the e-commerce to cross border trade to America, or especially in particular in the USA, that a lot of hindrances when come to the courier services, and even of the custom clearance would take days and days and days, that the consumer are not happy. They have complained to all the platform, like to Amazon, even to Facebook, to all kind of e-commerce platform, that become a pain of the consumers, and the pain of all these e-commerce operator, even with the drop shippers, with the affiliate marketers, that they have difficulties. And yesterday, our company MCOM Holding Berhad that we have really gone through all these historical development of the e-commerce in Asia and America, that we see the pain point of the height of the what they call the courier service from China to America. Especially China is the biggest producer in the world now. They have supplied to the world, to America, and also the custom clearance that I think definitely something to do with the trade war in between America and China. But as far as Southeast Asia is concerned, that of course we have our 600 million population, one of the biggest GDP growth in the world, and at the same time that Malaysia, we have a digital free trade zone, so-called DFTZ, that was suggested by Alibaba Group, by Jack Ma, on the EWTP basis. That last 2 weeks, I personally have revisited this operation by Post Aviation of Malaysia. That with the improvement of the free trade zone policy in the act, that we can see more opportunities that we can really serve, and even to get all the right producers from Southeast Asia, and also we can mobilize the producer from China, from Taiwan, even from some of the Hong Kong traders, that Malaysia could be a transshipment hub for these Far Eastern of Asia, as to combine with all the producers from Southeast Asia, to play a role that to support the North American e-commerce market, and also to help the affiliate marketers and the drop shippers to make it more efficient, and also to reduce all the complaints by having the stocks to be based here, or to be transshipped here, or to be the repacking here. So this is what we can see as far as America market and with Southeast Asia. Also, why just now I mentioned about the America history, just to arouse the interest of all these our fellows people in Southeast Asia, so that we try to know more about America beside the Hollywood movies, so that we can try to link up, and not only on the e-commerce. Even my friend from America and also has alerted me last month that there are many opportunities to talk to the American consumer, to talk to the American funders, investors about Southeast Asia, and even come to the real estate or the property development information, that we can always link up with the biggest economy in the world, that we have been communicating very much to Asia, like China, Taiwan or Hong Kong. But my friend said, why not you talk to the American potential buyers, right? So whether to invest in your IPO counter, or even to buy your property. Now today we are talking about the e-commerce cross-border. So with these YouTube videos that I try to link up more Southeast Asia opportunities, that what we can offer from here, especially from Malaysia, that we are just at the center point of Southeast Asia. You can reside here, and then you form your company with a Malaysia MM2H policy, that you can have 10 years of free visa in and out from of Malaysia. You can fly to Jakarta in Indonesia, you can fly to Bangkok, to go to Manila or Philippines. You can go Vietnam to get the source of your products, and you can combine all the products from China. And also you can ask a manufacturer of China to put up their branch manufacturing facilities in Malaysia. Then you try to serve the North American market, especially with the USA market, especially with the trade barrier that they have imposed against China. So with the imagination, whether is Trump going to continue as a president of America, even with that, I think they have built a new structure to protect the local industry of America. I think this would continue. I don't think the barrier will be increased. You know, even if Trump is still in the office, I think he will not like to play too hard of the ball, you know, towards China, because he's a realistic businessman. But if he were not to continue as a president, maybe the next president, they will not play too hard ball towards China, because it's going to hurt in long term. But he just try to play a balance. But with that also, I think, you know, the exporter from China, they have learned enough that they will not put all the eggs in one basket of China. Maybe they will look beyond towards Southeast Asia, and they put the manufacturing facilities here. They put their e-commerce repackaging center in Malaysia Digital Free Trade Zone, so-called DFTZ. You know, was suggested by Jack Ma of Alibaba. That was 4-5 years ago, and Jack has came to Malaysia for many times to promote the EWTP concept, and that's why even to ask the Malaysian government to erect a system, a free trade zone system, especially to serve the digital economy for the world, you know, for Southeast Asia, you know, and also to link up with all the China operators. So this is a result, and also with the improvement of the law that, as I said just now, that and we visited, you know, with the operators there. That's why our company also try to think of, you know, together to consolidate all the resources, so that we can help to link up with America, and also with the exporter in Malaysia, and also in general of Southeast Asia. So this is it for this time, that you know, I try to link up all these opportunities. So if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. I will see you next video. We talk much more about Southeast Asia and other countries then. See you then. Bye.